Hello there. This is my first video in a while that wasn't me singing some random song. But anyway, I was at some my first non-local gigs in a while recently, and I saw some bands that I knew promoting their shows, upcoming shows. After the second gig though, I noticed that some of the flyers had been discarded on the floor, which kind of made me a little bit sad, but also a little bit mad. They're only there because they think they will match your music tastes. You're not going to see a pop punk band advertising their show or their EP at Cradle of Filth gigs. It's probably not going to happen. All your favourite bands started somewhere. They were probably the guys that were handing out flyers at some point in their lives, in their career. And there's only so much promotion that bands can do. You have to actually work with them, because it's all very well, bands promoting their music or gigging a lot and working hard, but all that hard work is for nothing if there's no one there to listen. If there's no one there or give them a chance, you will actually pay attention to them, because someone's got to notice them. That's how bands get big. And you never know, if you go to a local show, one day you could be seeing the band of tomorrow. Not only are local gigs a chance to see a band before they start making more of a name for themselves, but they're a good place to make friends, and the bands are so much more accessible than they are at some of the bigger gigs. And there's no us and them type feel that there is at some of the bigger gigs, because there's no massive stage, there's no gap between the barrier and the stage, and there's no security. Well, obviously there's a little bit of security at some gigs, there has to be, but there's not the tight security that aren't really into the music and are just there doing a job. Also, it can make you really proud when you see a band go from their early days and they're sort of when they're still a little bit rough around the edges, but seeing them grow and kind of find the lineup that works for them, as sometimes happens with local bands, and just kind of carry on developing. You kind of go on the journey with them, is as cheesy as that sounds, but it's not like when you discover a band in Kerrang magazine or on TV or something, where everything's handed you on a plate and they're presented all nicely and shiny and everything is exceptionally produced to a fault sometimes. But it's seeing the growth and the development that's really, to me, what rock is about. What's not just about big rock stars, it's about the little guys that are playing dive bars, that are working their way up. And for the financially conscious, local gigs are usually much cheaper. The merch is usually quite a bit cheaper. The CDs are cheaper, and it's not like you're having to pay 15 quid for a CD in HMV. Some local bands will sell their album for £2, a whole album, £2. Fair enough. The next time you're handed a flyer at a show, don't just throw it all on the floor straight away. If you're really not interested, just slip it in your bag or your pocket, and you can throw it away later if you want. Because can you imagine how disheartening it must be to actually bother to promote, but then no one actually cares and just chucks it on the floor? What can make it worth it is that even if just one or two people actually go home, listen to the band, check them out online. Most bands are on Facebook these days, and you never know, maybe you'll find your new favourite band.